Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it.
This quote is referring to the idea that there is beauty in everything and every person, but not everyone focuses on it, or even looks for it. Butterflies cannot see their own beauty, but everyone around them does. The same is true for us humans. The beauty that you see or don't see is determined by your heart and how you currently view the world. Each person defines beauty in their own unique way. Something that appeals to someone else's eyes may not appeal to yours. The challenge here is to do your best to try and see the beauty in everything as you go through life.
The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones.
You are being reminded by this quote that when you set a goal, begin by doing the small ones first. Simply put, no matter how large, massive, or daunting a task appears to be, you should never be discouraged or intimidated by the sheer volume of it. Just start small and keep going. Each small accomplishment adds up over time.
By 3 methods may we learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is the noblest. Second, by imitation, which is the easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest.
This quote points out the 3 ways to learn, and which of them is the simplest, noblest, and most difficult. Reflection-based learning is seen by Confucius as the most noble of all. Here, you learn by looking back at what has been done, analyzing it and coming up with a better way forward. Imitation-based learning is deemed the most straightforward method. Imitation is a quick and easy approach to try something new. Imitation, however, does not equal mastery. The most painful is experience-based learning. This is learning by doing. While learning by experience is effective, it can also lead to regrettable errors. And bitterness might result from said regret. Now you must figure out which type of learning best suits you, and what you are trying to learn.
When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goal, adjust the action steps.
This quote means that if you are attempting to reach or complete a goal, and are unable to do so, adjust your strategy and keep moving forward. In other words, don't give up when the going gets tough. The difficulty is a sign that you need to change your strategy. This is significant because many people will leave when things get tough. The quote also implies that you should take a break, look around, and try to figure out why things are going so badly. You should then assess the situation and try to devise a better plan. Then, take action and keep working. The most important aspect of achieving a goal is perseverance. If your new strategy is not working, stop and find another one. Continue on, get back up again and again, and never give up until you have achieved your goal.
A lion chased me up a tree, and I greatly enjoyed the view from the top.
Confucius quotes like this one reminds you that you will always have to deal with difficult situations in your life. Life is a series of ups and downs, and those who can find the joy in it the most have a special ability to see the silver lining in everything. This is a key to success in life. If you focus on your difficulties, you will have more of it. You should always look for positives within every bad situation. You may just see what you never saw before.
To study and not think is a waste. To think and not study is dangerous.
Confucius is saying that studying without reflecting or pondering what you are studying is a waste of time because you will most likely not understand. It is necessary when learning that you figure out how it can be applied. You would not have truly learned anything if you do not think. On the other hand, if you think but do not study, in other words, find out more related information, what you think will be dangerous. As a result, learning necessitates comprehension and examination.
Study the past, if you would divine the future.
This quote means that if you want to predict the future in any way, you must look to the past and see what happened, and what you have done. Then you can analyze it, and come up with new ways to live and solve potential future issues, and possibly make the world a better place. You have a lot of influence over the future, because of your past experiences and even those of others. On the other hand, if you don't study your past, you won't know what to expect in the future. The implication is that, if you do not study your past, you are more likely to repeat the same mistakes.
Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance.
With this quote, Confucius is reminding you that none of us are perfect, and none of us are knowledgeable in everything. Yes, some people are know-it-alls, who think they know everything there is to know. No matter how knowledgeable you are, inevitably there are things that you don't know. That is what it means to be human. You have limits. And knowing when you don't know something is far more powerful, because then you can go ahead and find out what you need to know.
When you are laboring for others, let it be with the same zeal, as if it were for yourself.
This quote is talking about whenever you are doing any work or deed for someone else. You are instructed here to do it as if you are doing it for yourself. Approach it with the same level of devotion and passion you would for yourself.
That which you do not desire, do not do to others.
Simply put, this quote is saying that, anything you do not want to befall you, do not wish that it happens to anyone else. If you want to be treated a certain way, you should treat other people in that way. This is a form of compassion and care.
Desire to have things done quickly prevents their being done thoroughly.
Confucius in this quote is pointing out how your desire to get things done and over with fast oftentimes lead to many mistakes being made. Nothing is more efficient than devoting all of your efforts to completing a task for which you are short on time. While it may appear to be counterproductive, there is something to be said for doing things correctly the first time, so you don't have to go back and do it again. After all, imagine doing something halfway only to discover that you forgot an important detail at the end. Now it will take much longer than if you spent a little more time at the start to ensure everything is done correctly.
When anger rises, think of the consequences.
When we're angry, it's difficult for our brains to make clear and objective decisions. We are overcome by emotions, and end up doing or saying things we later regret. There are coping mechanisms we can use to keep our heads clear in times of anger, such as taking deep breaths, meditation, focusing on something pleasant, or even counting. The most important ability we can possess is what Confucius is referring to. Consider the consequences of your actions, and whether or not you're willing to take them on.